All right, welcome back. Let's also get through the latest on Bandhan Bank and its earnings. We're speaking to the management to get a more detailed perspective on what went on the last quarter. And I remember just the headline figures, of course, on the PAT. We did see numbers coming in just below estimates. But what else, were really the factors at play? Mr. Ghosh joining us now. Mr. Ghosh, 100% of customers in the micro book have availed moratorium. Now that's 64% of total advances. Was that expected? And even on the SME side, 35%. So what really is the takeaway in terms of the health of your borrowers?
If you see our microcredit customers and the model of our bank collecting the installment, that means this is a doorstep service. Our staff will go to doorsteps of the customer to collect the installment. So because of lockdown, our staff cannot be moved to the village. For that reason, we have given 100% moratorium. Otherwise, they are not 100% people asking the moratorium. So that is the one side. Second point on that, we are the lockdown period, we are continuously calling with the customer. 95 to 97% customers have been called, and we find out on that their confidence. They say that the third lockdown open. After that, will be like to repay your installment within 4 to 6 weeks, and it will be money with our hand. We have not lost the money, but we have made the time how we can reach to your office or you can reach to our premises. Next, another point I can be highlighted is here. These people, so those are microcredit of customers. They are the involved with the business that is a basic goods business, which is depend on local supply chain, not the national supply chain. My customers in microcredit specifically agree and agree allied 50%. So we know that the agriculture production has come very good, and so that it is not any challenge for them to repay the installment. There is a 20% of the customer food and food processing. So they are also is a very essential goods people are buying now.
Sure. Now, 20,000 crores of micro loans were disbursed in Q4. The microbanking assets have also grown handsomely, of course. Now, are these loans secured or unsecured? And the average ticket size, duration, if you could shed some light on that.
Is a microcredit, I already mentioned, these are not a salary-based people. These are the self-employment, and their business is a essential goods seller. So that it is on the basis of their business need, because they are continue the business with our money with a long time. 52% of the customer more than 4 years, 20 years with us, and the 51% of the borrower they are single loan only from Bandhan. 31% of the borrower who has with one loan from Bandhan, but they have been also partly taken from others. So if you see that 81% of the borrower are taking the loan from only one institution, so we have that the customers know in the long time. So they are not salary based, but they are very secured in our analysis on that. So whenever they have a need in the money for business running, we have a need to give the money. So in that sense, whatever the disbursement has come on the basis of that, it is not the extra money we have given.
Okay, on provisions, are they likely to remain elevated like they were this quarter? Is that what you're expecting for the rest of the year?
No, if you see that we are counted on the basis of some analysis on the earlier situation. But this situation is not either comparable with any situation which happened in the earlier. If I say that the demonetization, GST, and flood in Odisha and Assam issue and UP farm loan wave. All these analysis, when you see that, we find out one point is that if it is a natural calamities, so that is time is a loss will come to the lower. This is a 1% in specific in our bank, and compared to the rest of industries and higher, I'm not like to mention. But the second point of that, we find out of that if it is non-natural, just some of the political crisis has come, loan wave like on that, it is a higher loss has come, even 3% to 4% we have been seen in our bank. So on the basis of that, at least the COVID-19 is a natural
Mr. Ghosh, just want to understand what happens to collection efficiency once your deposits are consumed. Are these people salaried? Are they self-employed? And are you in touch with most of the borrowers right now?
If you see that it is subject to lockdown, okay, because this is not the business the problem. But other point I say that the 79% of our customers have a deposit in our bank, average balance is at 3,000 rupees. So there is no chance on that this is, money will be like to withdraw. We are not withdrawing this money with us. So if the bank feel and customer feel on that, so that the money also can be returned back as an installment. So for that reason, I am not feeling that the deposit is a need now. Auto pad and they collected the money from their account. We are like to give the more confidence to the customer. Their deposit will be live with them whenever they have need, they can withdraw. So that is big opportunities for us and the customer. How they are committed, how we are committed with the customer. That will be help to reduce the NPA in future.
Closing remarks, Mr. Ghosh. One is wondering what happens to your guidance outlook right now, because last time around you managed to stick by with it. What about your credit cost, your asset quality and diversification of loan book as well?
No, in that though it is in COVID, it will be take little bit longer time compared to the earlier episode. But of course, it is subject to lockdown open on the basis of that. But we are not scared about the requirement from the customer level of the microcredit. We have a need on that. The next point, if someone also liquidity is a shortfall, we have need to fill up that liquidity, and the bank is ready to provide on the basis of customer analysis and their liquidity position. We can be provided the extra liquidity support to that customer that can help on that. And the bank perspective, if you see that the looking ahead, the more diversification of the loan book, and of course it will be tried to more in a secured book compared to the current book. And we are like to expand in a geography across the country and pan-India. And we focus the more on that digital drive for efficiency and further strengthen the high-touch model.
Mr. Ghosh, good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us candidly about your earnings and the outlook going forward. Bandhan Bank holding out in the green about 6% or so.